Hi, welcome to Coffee with Angel on Wednesday. Thank you for joining me. I apologize today if I fumble my words or lose my train of thought. I was up last night until 3 in the morning answering emails and chatting with people and doing marketing stuff. So I'm just gonna cheers. Living on this stuff today. I'm gonna today actually address a question I was asked by someone, one of the viewers. Um, she sent me an email, and I kind of am going to model after Ray Higdon. When I do training with him, he talks about how if someone asks him a question, that's big enough to do a blog about. He does a blog so that the next time somebody asks that question, he can point them, to that blog, and they can get their answer there. So I think that's a really good way to answer questions, because I know sometimes people won't ask a question, they're scared to, or don't want to reach out to me, because I think people are afraid to make that first contact. So the question was that she sent me, she said, I hear you talk a lot about abundance on your blog. It's all new to me. Can you please explain what that is? So I will, and I apologize. Have been studying this law of attraction stuff for about a year now, and it was all new to me then. I didn't know what abundance was either, so I kind of just have been talking assuming that people know what I'm talking about. So this was good. It was, a good eye opener for me to have someone ask that. And I'll explain it as best I can from what I know, but I highly suggest, researching the topic and finding out what it can mean for you. Abundance, from what I've learned, and how I believe in it, is that it's the belief that there is an infinite amount of everything for everybody. Like, there's enough for everybody to go around, and it's hard to grasp that for us, because especially with the way the economy is now, especially in the States, the stories we hear, and I mean the whole world, there's crises everywhere. So it's really hard to shift your thinking to thinking abundantly, because it's like, well, how can that be when there's so many people struggling, so many horrible things happening, and it's a selfish world, and everybody's mine, and that's not how we were created. That's not how our universe works. And so abundance is basically believing that, switching your thinking to believing that everything's going to be okay for you. You're going to have enough of everything that you need in your life, as long as that's what you're focusing on. So I'm going to talk a bit about basically how to create abundance in your life. Abundance is balance, hopefulness, and unlimited possibilities. So how do you get to that point of thinking that way? And what you focus on in your mind is what is going to show up in your life. So it's kind of, some people who are new to it are probably like, that's just that's crazy, because that's not how things work. But it actually is. And if that isn't how it's worked for you, think about what you focus your thoughts on when you're alone, or driving or whatever. When you're thinking, what are you thinking about? Are you thinking about your troubles? Are you thinking about how am I gonna get to this next step? What am I gonna do? What if this happens? What if this happens? Oh no, what if this happens? Oh, what's that pain? If that's what you're thinking about, that's what you're drawing into your life. And it is a very hard thing to switch from thinking that way. And you kind of need to stop living in pity mode. If you're in a bad situation right now, or if there are negative things in your life, you really need to consciously make the effort to realize that those negative things in your life are almost like an illusion right now. They're temporary, and it's a lesson. It's a temporary lesson going through your life, and that there are good things to come to you if you believe that way. So if you're in a spiral right now where things are going bad, are you focusing all your energy and all your thoughts on how bad things are right now? And maybe that's why more bad is being drawn to you. I'm sorry, I'll probably be repetitive here, but I'm just kind of really trying to, I know how hard it is to really grasp that idea. It doesn't matter how you choose to make a change in your life. So if it's money, like for this blog, I talk a lot about abundance of money, because this is part business, right? But so it doesn't matter how you make that change, like what you decide to do, what job you decide to do, what career path you decide to take. It's just how you actually focus on thinking about what you want, and not how you're going to get there, but just like spend time each day picturing that. And we talked about the vision and everything in these last few days. So that's part of it, is just focus on what you want to have, what you want out of life. Think of the good things. And I said, be grateful. Just draw positivity into your life. Just switch into that positive person. And sometimes people who are negative, most people want to change. Most people would love to have a wonderful life. Some people are negative and never going to change. But if you're a negative person right now and you're listening to this and you see that, yes, those are the patterns you've been following in your life, and yeah, maybe that's why things are so bad for you. When you've been around those positive people, you don't like them, right? Like, they annoy you. And unfortunately, that's how you're going to be perceived. If you turn into a positive person, the really negative people aren't going to like you. But the energy that you put out there is still positive. It doesn't matter what somebody's thinking about you. You're sending out this energy of positivity, and you're actually delivering hope even to those negative people, because they see that you've changed, that you're happy, and it is making them wonder how you've done it. So it's good to be putting that out there regardless of whether or not the person wants you around. So how can you bring abundance in? You can start being thankful for things, saying, thank you for my riches. Thank you for my abundance. I am wealthy. I can afford anything. Or if it's not money for you, if it's health or your family situation or anything, just start thinking in those terms. So when, like for me, I put my son down for naps in the afternoon, and before all this that I learned, I used to, that would be my time to think, okay, how am I going to do this? I got to do this, this, and this. Instead, I now use that time to just sit in my thoughts and sit in this positivity for 15 minutes while I put him to sleep. And it's just my time to just really be thankful for those things, be thankful for the things that I want to have come. I kind of live my life in the future. My thoughts are always in the future now, because I'm seeing what I want to get to, and that's where I'm headed. So instead of, when bad things hit me now, they just kind of bounce off me, and I'm not sitting here like, oh, I'm so good at this. I'm not. There's tons of times where I'm just like, meh. But when I'm just really learning to just let go of any type of worry. That's the main thing for me, is that all my worry is gone. Not that I was a huge worrywart, but yeah, it used to really bug me. So if you've tried this before, if you already know all this and you're sitting here going, no, it doesn't work because I've tried all this and I've tried switching my thoughts, think about what was really holding you back. Because did you go into it with doubt? Were you thinking it's not going to work? Because if you go into something thinking it's not going to work and are just like, well, I'll do this, but it's not going to work, then it's not going to work, right? No matter if you sit there and say positive things 10 times a day, but in the back of your mind you're thinking this is all baloney, then it's not going to happen for you. So what you want to do, what I think is good, I read this book, E Squared, and I can't remember the author's name, but I will put it in the written part of the blog. It's a list of experiments to do. It's energy experiments. So the first experiment that she had is you put out there something, or actually you put a request out there for something good to happen to you, something unexpected to happen to you, and you give it 48 hours to happen. So you put it out there without the doubt, with just this hope and this emotion of hopefulness and expectancy that it's going to happen. And in 48 hours, something shows up in your life. Within that 48 hours, you actually, you give it a time limit, and something good happens. It worked for me. And I think if you go into it with just a total open mind and just happiness and excitement, like, what's it going to be? It's really exciting. Just give it a try. So even if you don't want to do that, that's the kind of mental attitude you should have when you are saying you're thankful for these things. Just believe it. Believe it can happen for you. Believe in yourself. Believe that you deserve it, because you do, and everybody does. So we ran long again today. I will, there was other stuff I want to talk about, but I will do that tomorrow. So thank you so much for joining me and listening to me in my sleepy state, and hopefully I made sense. If you did get value from this, please like, comment, and share below, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.